Oh, jeez. That really goes down low. You ready? Do the roll eye.
God. You got those slippers on too.
Oh shit, yeah I do. Oops. Okay.
Hey all you metal mixers, it's your old pal Jennx and
Darkj.
how you guys doing this Monday? Hope you said well. Well, we did a few things, and as you could tell, we got a new couch.
Yay!
Yay! Sits a little lower, but it's nice.
Yeah, a little.
It goes a little better with our background, I think.
Yeah, we could fit like 5 more people.
Yeah, it is. The other one was just an antique, and I didn't want it to get tore up. Yeah. So, you know, when you have pets, you don't want to have problems. So this is more with it. So
more with it.
Plus, you could take naps on this too.
Yes.
More comfortably.
Yes.
So without further ado, hope you had a good Sunday, and let's get into it.
Wait,
well,
is today Sunday?
No, well, yesterday was Sunday.
Oh, yeah.
Today is Monday.
Okay, yeah.
Yep. We're going to cover a couple of obscure bands. These usually do very well. And without further ado, let's get into both of them. Now, these were ones that I didn't even know about. You knew about them more than I did.
Mm-hmm.
And they're both very different from one another.
Yes.
One is a thrash band from New York.
Mm-hmm.
And the other one is a groove, how do you put it, groove-laden metal band from Wisconsin?
Mm-hmm.
From Milwaukee, right?
Madison.
Madison. Okay, close enough to the area.
Yeah.
So, let's get into it. So, you know more about them. So, the first one is a band called Dead On from 1989.
Yes.
They did a release. They're from Long Island, New York.
Mm-hmm.
So, tell me a little bit about them.
Well, I don't know. Really. I can't remember exactly when I found out about these guys. But I think in the 90s, in the mid-90s is when I heard about them.
Now, did they ever play any videos on Headbangers Ball? Because I've never heard of them until you started playing them. So that was one.
I know of one that they played on Headbangers Ball back in the day, and it was Wolf Moon.
Okay. I don't think I ever caught that one.
Yeah. They didn't play it much.
Mm-hmm.
But, yeah, like I said, they're a thrash metal band out of Long Island. And they put out one full-length, self-titled, Dead On, in 1989. And they released an EP in, let me look at my notes here.
I think the EP was in 91 called All For You.
Yes.
With a different vocalist.
Yes.
That's
so,
what you told me.
yes, the original vocalist, let me look at my notes here. Mike Raptis was the original vocalist on the full length. He did pass away in, I think, 2014.
Yeah, he died in 2014.
Yeah.
That's what I was reading.
But yeah, they did have a different vocalist, Carl Frazita.
Frazita.
Now, I never heard the EP. I've never bought it. I never heard it. I never listened to it.
Didn't you not buy? Where did you get the original CD from?
That I ended up getting. Well, I never owned it back in the day. I recently got it off of Discogs a couple years ago.
Okay.
And I found it, and I paid a pretty buck for it.
Okay.
Because it is quite rare.
Okay. They formed in 1986, and they disbanded in 1991. So yeah. There was probably a good 5-6 years that they were together.
Yeah.
But they only did the one, and they only had the two, the major release and the EP.
Yeah.
Now, were they signed to any major record labels or anything?
I don't think they were really major, so to speak.
Were they more like an indie record release?
Yeah, I want to say that SBK Records is what the self-title was released on.
That sounds like a subsidiary of a major release.
Yeah.
We'll put the cover up that way.
Over my head to the right.
Yeah, we'll put the record what it looks like.
Yeah, the album cover. Yeah.
The album cover, so you guys can check them out. It's on YouTube. I was very impressed. It's one of those releases, like I said, would have kind of got lost in the shuffle with all the bands that they were shuffling around and stuff like that. They were kind of a standout though, like in 1989. You know, being on such a small label like that, and if they only played their video once in a blue moon on Headbangers Ball, that kind of tends to go with their third hour where they played those really obscure bands and stuff. The ones I really got into much later on, because I broke down in one of my earlier videos how MTV would, you know, highlight what they wanted you to really see. But by the time the third hour came around, 12:31, most people were done with Headbangers Ball, where I was hanging on to every note and thread that they would throw at you, because they played a lot of the better bands, I would think, now than they did with the crap that they were pulling, you know, the more popular shit back in the day. You know, the shit that you would see every day they would play during those times. So, great band. So, the second band is from Madison, Wisconsin, and they are called
Last Crack.
Now, I really do like those guys. They had that kind of that funky groove to them.
Yeah.
Kind of like what Extreme was doing on Pornography 2. Even on Get the Funk Out. They kind of reminded me of that, kind of like the Infectious Grooves. If you kind of know where I'm going with that. They were I really actually liked them, so let everybody know about Last Crack.
All right. So, they were formed in 1987. And they're technically, I guess, called a progressive groove metal band.
Yeah, they had a little bit of prog in there. Just a little bit. More of a, like I said, an Infectious Grooves, like a more funk-oriented metal.
Yeah. And back in the day, they put out 2 albums on Roadrunner Records. First one being Sinister Funkhouse number 17, which for some reason YouTube does not have. So you can't sample that. I mean, there's some live songs from that album you can check out, but the actual album itself is not on YouTube. I don't know if it's because of the cover artwork, because it does have the lead singer Butto naked on the front cover, but his legs kind of covering his cock. So I don't know if that's why it's not on YouTube. I mean, they could have just changed the cover or whatever for YouTube purposes, but yeah, I don't know why that. And that's a great album. I mean, there's a lot of good songs on that. I don't think there's any official videos from that album, but the album that got my attention in 1991 was Burning Time. And that album, I mean, the video for Energy Mind that got me. Just the music, the melodies, and everything in that. Even the whole album. I mean, Mini Toboggan and Wicked Sandbox, Kiss A the Cold, Downbeat Dirt Messiah.
Yeah.
And it's just a great album. It's very melodic, very prog groovy, funky. You know, like you said.
Now, is that another one that you bought off of Discogs, or did you get that somewhere else?
So I owned the tape from back in the high school days.
Okay.
And I still have the tape. I gotta find my cassettes.
Right.
They're in obscurity somewhere in that back room.
Yeah.
But yeah, I do have the CD. And my friend Matt Donkelberger, we took a trip down to Reading, Pennsylvania, years ago. I don't even remember what, in the 2000s. And he took me to a record store. I can't remember the name of it. But they had a lot of rare shit that you can buy there. And he happened to come across, when he was flipping through the CDs, he found that Last Crack Burning Time for me. And I think I only paid like $10 for it.
Damn, that's a find.
So, yeah. I was
yeah.
like,
And when did that come out?
That one came out in 91.
Okay.
Yeah. And then after that, they were basically on hiatus for much of the 90s and into the 2000s. I think they did a couple live shows in like the mid 2000s and the 2010s. And then they did reform later on in the 2010s, and they did eventually put out a third album called The Uprising.
Now, do you have that one or no?
I do not.
Okay.
Yeah, this one came out in 2019.
Okay.
And that's on a different label. I can't remember the label offhand. I didn't write it down in my notes. But yeah, they're on a different label, and obviously, you know, a lot of bands that were on Roadrunner really aren't on Roadrunner anymore.
No, Roadrunner's kind of, I would say the heyday of Roadrunner is pretty much done.
Yeah.
The only two really if you think about it, there's not. You still have, you know, Frontier, you have Metal Blade, and then there's a couple others that are Nuclear Blast, Raining Phoenix. There's a couple other ones. Brave Words is another one. Not too many, not like it used to be.
Right.
And they reminded me a little bit. Last Crack kind of reminded me while watching that video. They reminded me a little bit of Love Hate. Even though Love Hate's way different than them, just their little bit of style, there's certain things that reminded me of them. When Blackout in the Red Room came out with, and Wasted in America, I have those two. I found them for $1 at a yard sale last year. Which, Wasted in America, their second release is harder to find than the first one.
Yeah.
But I had Blackout in the Red Room on cassette back when I was a senior in high school in 89, 90.
Yeah. And
they kind of reminded me of that, but I've never heard of these bands up until like maybe a couple weeks ago. And I love doing these videos because everybody really likes to hear about these obscure bands.
Yeah.
They really get a lot of, you know, I love doing them, you know, no matter what genre of metal. I really love to do bands that nobody's ever heard of and give them the exposure and the love that they so well deserve, you know. Even if they're not around, you know, I still seek them out and I will, you know, even local bands I love covering.
Right. Even
Even if it's just songs, you know, because sometimes the records are really, really hard to find. There's a band called Mr. Right that a friend of mine last year was looking for, and a friend of mine had it, and I was like, dude, make me a copy, and he would not do it. Would not make me a copy. I just wanted a cassette copy to give to her, and for me to have, because that was a friend of mine's old band, Frank Livingston, who's in Kashmir, and they are a Led Zeppelin tribute band, and I even asked when I went to see Kashmir, I asked if they had access to that, and they said no. And I was like, damn.
Wow.
You know, just to get those old, harder to find releases is becoming more and more obscure. So when you could catch, or, you know, could get them at a good price, pick them up.
Pick them up.
Yeah, because like you said, $10, that's a steal.
Yeah.
Well, unfortunately, I paid $75 for Sergeant Rock's Push and Squeeze. And it's on YouTube, so, you know, I could have... Push and Squeeze. Sergeant Rocks. But they're from Highland, Indiana. We'll have to check that. We'll have to do a listen and cover that sometime.
Yeah,
because Sergeant Rocks and Tyrant's Reign were two big bands that should... This is one of these woulda, shoulda, coulda episodes, too. Because these two bands could have made it big, you know, but they got lost in the shuffle. Yeah. So I actually enjoyed these. And just,
Last Crack is still around.
Yeah, Last Crack is still around, and the other one is not.
No,
so,
they split up.
And no mention or no nothing. So and no videos on MTV. Or not MTV, on YouTube. What am I thinking? They didn't for Dead Again. Or Dead On.
Dead On?
Dead Again.
just that one. There's Wolf Moon and there's one other one. I can't think of what the name of it is.
Wolf Moon. Okay. Well, I have to check that out because I didn't know that there was any videos. But now that you mention it, I'm calling YouTube MTV. It's almost like MTV anymore anyways because they show all the videos that you probably didn't catch. Just like TNT had 2 versions of 10,000 Lovers in One, and both of them are on YouTube. So that's where you're going to check out a lot of videos for these old bands.
That's right.
Anyway, so if you happen to like this video, please give it a what?
Thumbs up.
Push that what?
Notification bell. Sorry, frog in my throat. Thumbs up, notification bell.
Now I just forgot what I was gonna say. Share it with anybody who you think might like my wild and crazy content, and subscribe to my channel. It must have been one of my hairs.
Yes.
And I'm shedding. Anyways.
Yes.
So I'd like to thank the following. I would like to thank all our Facebookers, our Instagrammers, and our Threaders for chiming in. Remember, I always put those crazy posts to make you laugh and make you think, right?
Right.
And you respond to them too.
Yes.
Oh, God. Our TikTok Around the Clock crew, our rock and rollers, and we love you guys. Thanks for chiming in.
Yes.
Dropping the comments. And last but certainly not least, our YouTubers, our subscribers, that is. Thank you for making those outstanding comments.
Yes.
Boy, they really do bring it.
Oh,
Mike
yeah.
and his crew, they
Yeah.
all do. Every single
Everyone.
one.
Yep.
And we got a few more comments to get back to, but
Yeah.
we love you guys. Thanks for my subscribers. And my mom and dad. And my mom wants to know what that channel is called again, your YouTube channel.
Oh, yeah.
Say it a little bit louder.
Capcomia Studios.
And how do you spell it? It's kind of weird.
C.
Oh, no.
Oh, no, I can't do this. APCOMIASTUDIOS.
Put the little thing.
I'll put the little graphic up there.
Yeah. There you go, Mom. Or anybody that wants to check out our other channel. There you go.
Yeah, absolutely.
So anyways, always look good, always do good, always do your best, be your best, whatever you do in life, because what? We love you, that's why.
Yes.
2, smell good, don't be a ranky rank, skanky skank, even though that there's incense burning.
Yes.
Stand on your own 2 feet. Leave the drama for your mama.
And
stay out of what?
beeswax.
No, people's bullshit.
Bullshit.
And don't control people.
Yes, exactly.
In 3, chains
3.
hanging.
Wait. 3. I'm so used to doing the horns, 3.
Chains hanging.
Yes.
Till tomorrow's video, guys. We love you.
Yes.
All the best.
All the
We'll
best.
catch you on the next one. Cheers.
Cheers.